Hi guys, and today I would like to share with you some ideas about how to prepare lessons without spending much money and time on it. So it's like low cost and short time to prepare lessons. There are some things that I always have at hand, or if I don't have anything special for the lesson, I can always use those things and make fun and interesting lessons and also effective lessons. So number one thing that I always have is this. This is called notebooks, but for me it's like sticky notes, but those are not exactly sticky notes because there is no glue. You can basically tear them out and you have a square piece of paper. I always use them to learn vocabulary, for example. I write English word here, translation here, and I have a pair. And we can play memo if we turn upside down, or I can shuffle them and then make them put them in pairs to remember what is what, how to translate it. Then later on I can use it for board games. I will tell you later what exactly I mean. And so basically also you can use it for grammar, like for example if you want to learn irregular verbs, you also write here 3 forms and translation and do the same memory, etc. So sticky notes or memo pads, memo notes, whatever, always have at hand. Very cheap, very fast, even if you don't have time to write those words. I never write those words beforehand at home. I come to my students' lesson and I ask them to write words in English and I write translation or opposite, but better if they write it in English because while they are writing, they are already learning spelling. So I involve them in, so to say, preparation for the game or for the learning process. So basically always have at hand, very cheap, very easy and fun. You can make up a lot of ideas with that. Okay, and number two is if you are at your student's home, probably they have some kind of board games. Or maybe you like to play board games and you have some board game that you can play. Basically, it's any board game where you have to make moves. Yes, you can roll the dice, do something, and then you go some amount of squares the dice shows, for example. Or any kind of games that they have, use that, but before every move, they have to translate a word or do the task from your sticky note or from the book, whatever. But any move you have to work for, you have to translate or do the task and you play. It's also a competition. They can win points. So this is also a good thing. Someone always has a board game. If you don't have a board game, just buy one and use it time at a time. It also brings a lot of fun and excitement on your lessons. Okay, what else? One more idea, very low cost, and you can actually prepare it together with your students. So you have A4 piece of paper and then a ruler and a marker, make squares, then triangles, and then it's like creating trimino. If you know what trimino is, you can do it together with your student, like they like to make different crafts. Even boys, if it's not very complicated ones, they like to take part in it, especially when they have their own. So make squares, then triangles, and then on one side you write English word, on another side you write translation. Then you cut them out and then make them to put them together. Or before writing words and translations, cut them out, make some kind of shape like square or circle or star, then write words and translation, then mix it up and make them put them together. Or sometimes you can put them together and glue them already in the notebook. So this will be already like a craft in their notebooks, or it can be multi-purpose, many times to use game. So one more idea. Better if you want to use it later, better if you do it on the hard paper, carton. Okay, what else do I always use? I like wooden ice cream sticks, lollipop sticks, I don't know. I take them, I also play kaboom with them. You can use them also like sticky notes with words and translation. Sometimes you can write task or sentences to translate, or irregular verbs. You write one form and two other forms they have to name. Anything, but use the sticky notes because they are fun. They like to play with them, to touch them, and just to have something different than just writing in the notebook. So you write words, 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 and one stick should say kaboom, like this. And then what you do is you take out, you translate, take out, translate, take out, translate, and these are your points. Then if you get kaboom, all those points disappear, gone. So you play again, and then at the end, who has more sticks? Those, like every stick is like a point, for example. One more game, more competition. I always play with my students, so we take turns. If I have one-on-one lesson, we always play together. I don't just allow him only to work and to do the game. I also play with him, and if I win, I also get the reward. I choose the sticker instead of them. No, I usually say you take 2, I will take 3 because I won, something like that. So anyway, sticky notes. Sticky notes, wooden stick, board game, trimino from A4 piece of paper. Now, what else I have? I always have, and my students always have, colored pencils or markers. And if we have a list of words in the notebook, I say, for example, translated word, and they have to find that English word. And then I say color, and they have to find the color of this pencil. And then I count 5 seconds, and they have to find this word and color this word in this color. Like I say, blue rabbit, and if they have it in Polish, rabbit, króliczek, they have to find the word króliczek, they have to find blue pencil, and when I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they have to find it quickly and color. Or another way to use colored pencils, you have on one side you have a column of English words. On another side, not in the same order, you have translation of these words, and then you ask them to take one color and connect where is rabbit and where is the translation króliczek, and then another pencil where is cow and where is the translation krowa. And so they use different colors for different words. Word and translation, word and translation. Also fun for younger learners. Good idea, always at hand. Okay, now what else I always have is a drawbag. I like drawbags because they're like, something that brings emotion, that, oh, it's a surprise, it's a mystery bag, something interesting inside. Usually I have tasks in them. I cut, here I write a sentence or a task, I put inside, and they have to draw. On the other side, I have a number. It's like amount of points they get if they do correctly. And we draw one task, we do the task. If we do it correctly, we have those points that I have written down. If not, sorry, another person goes, like me, for example, if I play with them. I draw it out, I do the task, I always do correctly, of course. And then I have those points that are written down on the other side of that stripe or a piece of paper. All right, next what I always have is dice. Dice you can make yourself, or you can buy one and have it forever. And then what I have, I put words, 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We roll the dice. If your dice shows 2, you count 1, 2, and card number 2 you have to translate. It's not exactly the game that you play on 4 points, but you can actually, because these can be used as points. If you translate that, you get 2 points. If then you roll dice again, you have 6, you translate card number 6. If you do it correctly, you have 6 points. Easy, just cards and dice, and you can use it at any lesson. It can be already like a ritual, yes, like a tradition, and they actually like it very much, especially when no one knows how many points will you get, because dice decides. I mean, you decide, but whatever dice shows. All right, and then I also have cups. Can be paper cups, better if they are paper cups, but plastic are good as well. Sometimes for younger learners, I write words over here and I just put it all around the room, and they have to run and they have to look and translate what they have. Also, I use cups, if I want to play handmade board game, for instance. I have these notes. Yes, we have, like, for example, at every lesson we have 12 new words. We write them here and we put them on the floor like a labyrinth or like some kind of a road. And these cups are just us, like we go with those cups. You write your name, put it at the start, dice, roll the dice, you go and translate that card. The person who comes to the finish first gets like big amount of points. Okay, and the last thing that you can do without anything, charades. Like if you have vocabulary that you can actually show, like some action verbs like run or jump, person shows and the other person guesses. Or if you have to show objects like snowflake or, I don't know, Christmas tree, and you show and the person guesses, of course, in English. Or if you have shy students and they don't want to act out, they can describe it. Like it's like a taboo, but without taboo. Like if they have to describe Christmas tree, they have to name all possible words that come together with Christmas tree, that come to their mind, like green, wooden, snow, winter, Christmas, whatever, and the other person should guess. And we take turns and we guess. Okay, while telling you all this, I remembered one more thing that I do. If I need to stick to the book, to the school book that they have to study, and if I need to do exercises from the book, each time when maybe you noticed when you tell your students, open your books now, and you see the faces, oh, no. So I probably never open the book. Sometimes, like for 5-10 minutes, we open the book, just in case if I have time when I have to read something or explain what is there. But if I don't want to open the book, I make a copy of that page that I have to work through with my student. Then I take, like, for example, this is an exercise. I cut each sentence into stripes. Yes, and then I put it either in the draw bag and we draw and we do the task, or I make it kaboom, or I hide them around the room and they have to find each. It's good if you have some points on them, or even the number. They already have numbers, so maybe that number is the amount of points they receive if they do this. And so basically they work through the book, but they don't realize it's from the book that they have to study at school. It's their homework, for example, and they have done the homework, but in a form of a game. This is a lot of fun. This is the way I like to teach. I myself like to prepare these lessons. If I have more opportunities, if I have more supplies and more games, it's a lot more fun. But even if not, you can have whatever you have and make up a nice lesson. You don't have to use all those games in one lesson. Take one game, and most of the lesson you can teach normally like you do, and then in the middle of the lesson include the game or whatever activity, interesting activity, unusual activity, and that will make a difference for the start. Later on you will figure it out how to do more and more, or how to make lessons only out of those games, and then do a little bit of book like I do. But anyway, take these for these ideas for yourself. Maybe at your lessons it will bring a good use and change a little bit and will help you. Okay, so see you in my next video. I hope you like my little challenge, and I hope I will stick to it and we will make a good team. Okay, bye.